Hello there, and thank you so much for joining us for what I would say, arguably to this point, is the most important episode of Macon Music.
Absolutely.
I'm Amir Jacobson,
And I'm Steve Moretti. Welcome.
and tonight we have a first ever showcase, which you have been talking about to me forever with the importance of your local audience and
Yes.
and being able to play in front of your community, and you're also a musician. So, what do you think a night like this means?
Well, I think it's a groundbreaking start to build up that local support that we need for our artists. We've got a wonderful lineup of talented singer-songwriters, and the unique thing about tonight's event is it's sort of like a writer's round. So we'll get inside the heads and the minds of these artists as to the process and the inspiration behind some of their songs. So I think it's a really great way for our community to get on an intimate level with these artists. And they're going to be performing their songs, which are all original, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, and I was talking to some of them a little bit earlier, and what they keep saying is that Macon is absolutely a music history town. But it's now, how do you make it a music town for local artists that are out there now and putting their music out there now and then being received by the community? I think that's been a challenge. Is that fair?
I think it's fair, and I think this is a step to mitigate that challenge. I think this is with all of us working together, and James Worsham, who's organized this, was on the show, and so I think it takes people working together, collaborating to foster the avenues needed to ensure that we have a sustainable music town, that we can write that new chapter in our history book. And I think everyone working together doing this will hopefully keep that moving in the right direction. And hopefully this will be something that will become at least once a month, where we'll feature different artists featuring their songs. And I think with everybody working together in helping us find some of these artists, and I think some of the ones that will perform tonight will probably be back on the show in the studio, I would imagine.
Yeah, I would hope so. So it's great to have this kind of place, though, which I think, for me, coming from Detroit, I don't know of any venues like this that are so intimate and
Right.
and so open to receiving different types of people and different types of talent. And this can really grow into something that is so incredible.
Yeah, I agree, and I think it starts with everyone, like I said, working together, and I think we'll build upon this, and hopefully we'll look back in the next year or two that this was a catalyst to propelling our music scene in the right direction, where people can say Macon is a music town right now. And I think we're on the cusp of getting all of that together. I think as we've talked about before on the show, we've got a wide range of musical offerings, from high-end classical music to the pops, and we've got wonderful singer-songwriters as well. And so I think if the community can just wrap their heads around that and come out and support these musicians on a regular basis, that will help sustain the viability of a music scene for us.
Music's everything to me. I mean, I've been doing it since I was 13, and in different ways. I was a full-time worship pastor for several years in the church, and I've been in heavy metal bands, and now I'm doing kind of Americana folk music. I struggle, I'm an introvert, and I really struggle with opening up to people and communicating well, and I've found that writing songs allows me to kind of get things out that I'm not able to otherwise, and it helps me to be introspective and try to communicate things that I'm feeling in a unique way. And it's cool because I can do anything I want with it. It's mine, and I can say things however I feel led to say it, and without having to explain it to everyone necessarily. This first song I'm going to play is called Maybe They Were Right. It's my latest single. The story behind it is, I spent most of my 20s kind of trying to figure out who I was, and I think we all have our own story about that. But I was working several jobs, and I ended up going into full-time ministry for several years, and I just kind of felt like I was lost, and I didn't know what was going on. And several bad situations, I'll spare you the details, but several bad situations kind of led me to a point where at age 28, I was leaving the career that I thought I was going to be on for the rest of my life, and I really didn't know who I was or what I was doing. And I was, freshly married to my wife over here, and I was just kind of lost. And I was hearing lots of people tell me what they thought I should be doing and what they thought I should have been doing all along. And so I feel like I didn't find myself until I moved here, and kind of started writing my own songs and just, you know, buying into the family thing and loving my wife and son the best I can and trying to raise a decent human being. And so that song is, or this song, Maybe They Were Right, is kind of about that. I hope you guys like it.
I've been wrong more than I've been right. I've been told that I'm difficult, not too bright. I didn't finish college, wasn't made for school. Mom and Dad, they won't say they think I'm a fool. Maybe they were right all along. Should be chasing big money instead of writing these songs. That life wouldn't mean a thing. I've got music in my veins. Tried to take the narrow path, the one they all preach about. Left me bruised and broken, filled me with doubt. Tried my best to be a good man. Say what I mean what I say, be as real as I can. Maybe they were right all along. Should be sitting in church playing their songs. I had a life and it took its toll. I've got new music in my soul. Went 1,000 miles in the wrong direction. Try everything to avoid disappointing you. And I ended up hating my own reflection. But now I know what I meant to do. Maybe I was right all along. I'm gonna chase my dreams until I'm gone. You may never know my name, but I've got music in my veins. You may never know my name, but I've got music in my veins.
Thank you. This next song, I wrote this sometime last year. I wrote it for my son Henley, who's running back there somewhere, probably falling on a slide or something. It's pretty simple. It's just a song of advice. It kind of goes along with the last song. It's, you know, the world is full of people that are experts in everything, and they'll tell you what you should be doing and what road you should be on. And at the end of the day, I want my son to do what makes him happy, no matter what that is, no matter if it's the plan that I had before we had him. I just want him to be a good person and to be happy. And so, I'm gonna cry, goodness. It's called The Way It Is.
They'll decide who you are they could do it all over, they'd be someone else. And that's just the way it is. They'll tell you how to think, and they'll tell you that they're right. But you've got to find your own way, even when it feels like a fight. And that's just the way it is. If I can offer you some advice, do what you love and don't think twice. Spend all the time you can doing what makes you happy. And don't fill your calendar with meaningless tasks just to look busy in case somebody asks. Well, find what makes you feel and call it home. And call it home. They'll tell you you're selfish if you follow your dreams. But living life their way ain't as great as it seems. And that's just the way it is. If I can offer you some advice, do what you love and don't think twice. Spend all the time you can doing what makes you happy. And don't fill your calendar with meaningless tasks just to look busy in case somebody asks. Well, find what makes you feel and call it home. Oh, and call it home. Well, stand up for your family even when they drive you insane, and cherish all your friends and treat strangers just the same. Don't spend the time you have wishing you had a little more, and take the good with the bad, and don't waste time keeping score. And find the one you love and don't ever let them go. Give them your heart and your mind and your soul. And people are all different, so try your best to relate and love them as much as you can, and don't carry around hate. And that's just the way it should be. This journey called life is sure hard to explain. I
Thank you, guys. I got one more for you, and then we're gonna have Mr. David Dingus back here come on up. This one is one of my most recent songs I finished a few weeks ago. It's called Look at the Heart. It's pretty simple. We try to put people in boxes, and I just don't believe that works. I love people, I look at their heart, and I don't care what you look like or who you love, what color you are, anything like that. I look at your heart, and that's how I judge. So that's my new song, Look at the Heart.
Are we better together than we are apart? Don't judge by the cover. Gotta look at the heart, yeah. Are we better together? Oh, than we are apart, yeah. Don't judge by the cover. Gotta look at the heart. And I know times they are changing, and I know it can be so hard, and I know that people can be so complicated, but you gotta look at the heart. All this yelling and screaming will tearing us apart. Don't worry about the winning, just look at the heart, yeah. All this yelling and screaming will tearing us apart. Don't worry about winning, just look at the heart. And I know that times they are changing, and I know it can be so hard, and I know that people can be so complicated, but you gotta look at the heart. All these feelings, they can be so strong, but life shouldn't be about who's right and who's wrong. If we just love one another and do the best that we can for our sisters and brothers, hold out your hand, look at the heart. And I know times they are changing, and I know it can be so hard, and I know that people can be so complicated, but you gotta look. Oh, you gotta look, but you gotta look.